everybody. Say hello to Todd White and Mark Armstrong. So anyways, I'm gonna try to position this so that way they can see us all a little bit better. So, all right. Let me see here. I'm sideways. Okay, here, let's do this. This is kind of always a fun way. You guys have to tune in and do a later stomach here. I'm training them right now. I know it's a little too West Hollywood.
Teenager slumber party.
Well, the cool thing is they can see the veins in your forehead whenever you do that.
Can they hear us?
Yeah, they can. If you can hear us, say yes. The music might be a little bit in the background.
Yes is a heart.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So first of all, let me just start off. I'm going to do my part. Because I'm the ones that basically have you guys tuning in. It's been a while. As you know, I've been traveling. Basically, I'm in Texas right now, and it's all for a good reason. I wanted to visit these wonderful guys here. I've known Todd and I've known Mark for almost
20 years.
Yeah, I'm going to say decades now. And for those of you that wonder, how it was back in the early days of Jean Jacques Machado in Tarzana, well, these are the guys I rolled with. So oftentimes I credit a lot of the Jiu-Jitsu, let's say, the influence. What I mean by that is you're a product of how you were brought up. And realistically, Jiu-Jitsu concepts are intelligence-based. And what it boils down to is you have to have good training partners in order to get smart at Jiu-Jitsu. Those that don't have good training partners, they rely on heel hooks and being barbaric and being real physical. Those that have good training partners, they get smart. These two gentlemen helped me get smart. They are intelligent guys. Todd, he was one of the two gentlemen that were with me in Brazil in 2000. So Eddie Bravo, Todd White. He's the only guy that won, by the way. Eddie and I both lost our first round. So it was a good memory, though. A great time. But he got a triangle, got his hand raised. And back then it was almost unheard of because of the fact that everyone was intimidated by the Brazilian community of Jiu-Jitsu. We went there and I cried like a baby. I was like, oh, Jill, I'm so sorry I left you. Oh, please, I'll never do it again. And of course I did it again too because I was young and dumb. I'll never leave without my wife now. But that was during the time when Kylie was just born and it was wigged out. And these guys, I don't know if you remember, but I was crying when you guys walked into the motel and they probably were laughing at me. But Todd, he helped me get my head on straight. Back then, what were you doing back then? So, do you remember what you were doing back then? As far as jiu-jitsu and all that, what was life back then?
I was a purple belt, and I was doing just a lot of close guard, a lot of finishes from the guard. That's how I set up. I set up a lot of triangles, and that was my game, setting up triangles. And basically, it was kind of an Ali rope-a-dope. I would kind of fake for one thing and go to the other, and that carried me through almost purple belt into brown.
Well, it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So, and by the way, I rode with a lot of your. If you're in Austin, you need to check out this facility. First of all, it's very clean, spotless, smells good. Smells like a bunch of women train here, and well, anyways, that doesn't happen overnight. Upstairs, I will tell you that it smells good. There's a lot of art. There's a lot of fanciness to it, but a great group of people and a lot of great guard players. So it's a reflection of these two gentlemen's teaching. Now, Mark, those of you who've heard Mark the Shark, well, Mark the Shark Armstrong. So he's got one of the, normally I kind of don't endorse open guard, but he's one of the exceptions. He has a great open guard. He's got a vicious way of playing. And Mark, so what do you got to say about that, man? So any advice for these people?
Don't get in my guard.
Oh. All right. So,
well, no, but it's fun. I love the guard. I love setting up chokes, triangles, finishes. It's just a fun place for me to be. I love Austin out here. It's a great city. Getting to train with Todd, having Matt come out here, and so many others come out to visit us. We get guys from all the schools out here visiting, and we're just an open school, very friendly, and accepting. Just come in, come train.
Yeah, let me tell you, any black belts out there from around the world, you ever passing through Austin, this is your home. You come here, we don't charge you. You come in and roll. You've earned it, and we appreciate you, and we appreciate what you bring to the table. This is an ego-free school, and we've got a lot of really talented guys here and a lot of strong guys. So you're always welcome here, and there's not going to be an issue. We created this school with the idea of, for those who don't know me, I'm an artist first. You can just Google me. I wish I could use that line and pick up in a bar. but it's just Todd White. And
you don't, yeah, whatever. But you have.
Yeah, and I
yeah,
wanted
this guy
place.
goes to Cozy Mel's and hits on all the Mexican waitresses over there. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he's
I was just
joking.
kidding. That was 20 years
because
ago.
he was the one picking them up.
Yeah,
So
whatever.
anyway, come over here.
Pedro was.
I want this place to be like it was kind of like a, jiu-jitsu is an art, and I wanted to take that art and just say, art in the martial arts is no different than art in the creative arts. It's all how you perceive things and how you see it, how you adapt it to what you need it for. And some things I try to teach the students. If I'm showing you a technique, you got to assume that technique is good for, let's say 80% of the people can use it. But then the guy who's not very flexible, or the guy who's 250 pounds is like, oh, I don't really like that technique, it doesn't work for me. Well, the technique works, you just have to adapt it to work for you. Just because I'm saying put your foot here and pull here, maybe you put your hand there and put your foot over here, and you got to just learn to adapt that way, and that's the whole beauty of the art. And we really are lucky and fortunate being in the game so early, and I think our fortune was getting a base. Or if you look and think of everything that we have versus all the new guys coming around, it's a very YouTube generation where they saw 20 flashy moves. For us, what was it about? Guard, passing guard, close guard, submission. That was it.
Basics.
Those were the fundamentals. So we built our foundation on a solid, we built our game on a solid foundation, is what I'm trying to say. And it's not like a sandcastle. So anytime extreme danger comes about, or I'm winded or out of shape or out of my league, I can always fall back into my roots and just survive and get through and possibly pull off something at the last minute.
Yeah, we were able to have Matt showing us some true jiu-jitsu tonight, and we believe in this. It's so true. And follow it. It's great. It works well, and it's all about positioning and holding on, grips, settle in.
Fundamentals. Thank you very much, Mark. And both of these guys, they are teaching jiu-jitsu as a language, and I really want to compliment you guys, because I do get to travel a lot. Jill, she does open mats for SoCal, the Women's Network, so I get to see a lot of jiu-jitsu, and that's the part that that's the part that jiu-jitsu is trying to emphasize. It's not about 1,000 moves. It realistically, to a certain extent, the more you do, the more you're going to backslide, because you're making it too complicated. I really want to compliment you guys, because you're teaching your guys how to speak jiu-jitsu. Like, they weren't getting crazy, they weren't falling for traps, they were moving just enough, like horseshoes. They weren't shooting too far, they weren't shooting too little, they were doing just enough. Every single one of them, they would lock on a position, and they would make it hell and scary to get out of. So that's a product of you guys. So I really want to stress that if you guys are in Austin, this is a place you need to be. Sorry, I don't know if I'm hurting anybody's feelings, but I'm just speaking truthful. I'm very impressed with both of these gentlemen and their teaching and their students. So fundamentals, if you didn't catch that, everybody, fundamentals.
What does Jean Jacques say? The more you know, the less you use.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Yeah, I fundamentals are the pieces that work. I hate to say this, nothing's 100%, but if there's anything that was close to 100%, it would be the fundamental-based jiu-jitsu. So you got to keep that in mind and not get your head spinning so fast with all of the creative things. 3 red flags. I'm only going to tell you 2 right now, because I don't want to make it real easy. I told you that before in other Periscopes, other TruScopes. If I say everything, you guys, what ends up happening is if I make it too easy and I don't get you to think, you guys, it goes in one ear and out the other. So I'm going to say there's 3 red flags, okay? 2 of them that you always have to keep in mind, because they're the most common. 1 is space. If a move is requiring space, most likely it's not going to work on the best. And then 2, a delayed reaction. If your move requires that your opponent forget to react before you can succeed, just forget it, because the best people have probably been there, and they're going to know, oops, something's up, and they're going to respond. So those are 2 red flags to keep in mind, and that's us talking truth. Guys, it's been wonderful. So anything you want to say to them before?
No, thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Okay.
This is new to us.
Yes.
All right. Well, talking truth. Love you guys. Remind yourself, wherever you're at, hug your coach. I don't care where you're at. I don't care. Hug your coach. Give him a high five. Realize that having a jiu-jitsu academy is a dream come true. It is a dream job, but it's one of the hardest jobs. You know why? Jiu-jitsu is easy. It's all the crap they have to deal with. All the people having emotional issues that they bring, and trying to keep it a happy environment. So-and-so humping so-and-so. Other guy, I don't like him because he parked in my parking space. Oh, this guy smells. Oh, he bled in the bathroom. All those things, all those crazy things. Yeah, that's what these guys and all the coaches. So you give them a hug, show them respect, and tell them that Pedro, Matt said hi. And peace out. We'll see you again. Codes are going out in the next few days. So those of you that are following the true code concept and getting your game plan, I haven't forgot. I'm just in Texas, freaking crying out loud. I'm in Texas, player. Okay, so peace out. Let's see if we can say bye.
Awesome.
It ain't over yet.
Now, does that stay like? Is that like a?
It's still on. This is where it hates us. It hates us for us to say goodbye.
We're still on.
Psych. We just don't like to say bye. It's such. I don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to turn off my scope because I miss you, and I don't want to miss a thing. Better than Skittles.